In my previous episode, I documented the lack of trails and the efforts of our Trail Society and that we planned to fix it. But what I didn't know was that we'd begin building that same weekend. I can't say much other than it's a private hill that's never had a single trail, and everything we're doing is from scratch except for the convenient fire roads from previous owners. Roughly 450 meters of elevation is in my hands, with access to a 1,200 meter site nearby soon. Starting small for my first build seems reasonable. I've ridden dozens and maintained a few trails, but I've never created one from nothing. I expect to make a lot of mistakes and learn things along the way. I started with the heavy mattock cutting into the hillside to level it out. It's a lot of work, but cutting uphill makes it easier on the back. Every now and then I'll use a rake to clear out debris and flatten the trail surface with my feet. This turn design was one of the first mistakes I made. It's nowhere near wide or banked enough to work properly with a large bike. A giant conifer fell, and its root ball created a massive hole. So I cut into the hillside and moved soil to fill the hole and create a loamy catch berm. Clearing a path through the brush is somewhat challenging due to the soil. You want to leave most of the roots to prevent erosion, but I hear they also prevent soil compaction. So I just fixed this little mound of dirt here. I took a lot of dirt from in here and I just moved it out to the side over here because it was kind of severely off-cambered and way more difficult to ride than I wanted it to be. That's what I've got so far. So you'll come down here and then there's a drop right here. I'm not too sure how to build a drop, but I don't think it's going to be too difficult. As I progressed down the hill, the soil composition changed and building became much easier. It was less rocky and more loamy, and it's amazing what a rake can do to loam, revealing natural contours that look mostly ready to go. Exposing the underlying soil, and it hadn't been disturbed in who knows how long. The smell of the spores and the other wildlife was so soothing. I never really thought I'd be out raking in the middle of a forest. Removing dead branches at head level or lower within a meter of the trail surface has been our general rule to follow. Entire trees are removed if they're rotten or otherwise unsafe. Prepare for equipment malfunctions and setbacks. Our new chainsaw chain was defective and a rivet popped, setting us back almost a day, but you'd be surprised what a trail saw can pull off if you've got the patience. I mean, not this, but... Okay, I'm gonna leave this one for the mattock. After the initial clearing and shaping, it was time to test it out and make some changes. Man, I am tired. We spent all morning at the other park just over there on that side of the lake, getting the trails ready. So this section is still a work in progress. In fact, the whole trail really is. But it'll be the first ride that goes mostly from top to bottom. Yeah, I'm doing really well today. That's still so awkward because it doesn't get you set up at all for this next part. Yeah. We'll fix that. I don't know about this turn. Maybe I'm just not that good. Oh! Still needs to be worked on. Yep. Whew. Oh, then.
I need to figure out that turn. But it could be good. Dabbed there. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah. Absolute madman. So this is completely new. I have not ridden this section yet, and oh, my trail saw. Sitting there, enjoying the sun. Fuck. These holes here are kind of annoying. It's a bit of a knuckle grabber. Whew. Little bit awkward.
A handful of rainy days later, I headed out to the trail to make it rideable. The footpath I'd created needed to be doubled in width and packed, so I broke the soil up with the mattock and raked it out of the way to smooth everything down. I ran into a lot of granite, but the mattock is great for busting into pieces. I also carved the turn down from the ledge, so it's now quite a pleasant experience to ride. Using a shovel to pack the surface is not ideal as undue stress will cause them to break, but for the most people, it's still the best option. This berm was nowhere near wide enough to safely catch a front wheel, so it was widened and packed in as well. That stubborn turn with a boulder to the left and a dead stump to the right needed a bit more convincing, so I picked up a Binford 6100 rototiller for more power. This thing chews into the hillside nicely, saving my back. But the larger the machine, the more quickly it destroys the natural terrain. A rototiller is a nice compromise between a bobcat and a mattock, but it should still be used conservatively as a labor-saving device. It's not a miracle worker. You'll constantly find rocks getting stuck in the blades, stopping them from turning until you remove them with a pry bar. This can be somewhat avoided with a better technique, but it's going to happen. Less frequently, thick roots might bind it up. Use a mattock for removing those, or better yet, don't remove them at all. My goal here is to have this place feel somewhat like a bike park, complete with shuttle access. I'm always looking for help, and if you want to come out, send me a message, and we'll make it happen. If you were to pledge $1 a month on Patreon, you'd already know what it's like to ride the finished trail. And I'll be posting part 2 of this episode soon, so to be sure to subscribe and tune in for more. And until next time, you know what to do. Go ride.